The year was 1981. The city, Milwaukee. Beneath a veneer of Midwestern charm, a darkness was brewing. The 1980s, an era often remembered for its vibrant excess, cast a long shadow over certain corners of Milwaukee. The city grappled with economic anxieties, its industrial heartland feeling the strain of change. Amidst the urban landscape, a sense of unease lingered, a silent dread whispering in the wind. Little did the people of Milwaukee know, a monster walked among them. Jeffrey Dahmer, a name that would become synonymous with unspeakable horror, was beginning his reign of terror. The city's gay bars and bathhouses, havens for a community seeking connection and acceptance, became his hunting grounds. Dahmer, a man hiding in plain sight, blended into the background of these vibrant yet vulnerable spaces. He was quiet, unassuming, even charming at times. Behind this carefully constructed facade, a storm of twisted desires raged within. His need for control, his obsession with possession, festered in the darkest recesses of his mind, waiting for the opportune moment to erupt. His crimes, when they finally came to light, would shock the city and the world. The details, gruesome and macabre, etched themselves into the collective memory, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of normalcy. The story of Jeffrey Dahmer is not just a tale of a serial killer, but a stark reflection of a city grappling with its own vulnerabilities, a city unwittingly harboring a monster in its midst. He was the man next door, the quiet neighbor you'd greet in the hallway with a polite nod. Jeffrey Dahmer, in his everyday life, was remarkably unremarkable. He worked at the Milwaukee Blood Plasma Center, a chillingly ironic twist given his future crimes. Co-workers knew him as Jeff, a quiet but friendly guy who seemed perfectly ordinary. He would often retreat to his apartment, number 213 at the Oxford Apartments, a nondescript building that would soon become infamous. His apartment, however, was anything but ordinary. It was a place where his darkest fantasies took root, where the line between reality and his twisted desires blurred. The smell of decay often wafted from behind his door, a detail neighbors dismissed as an unfortunate consequence of living in an old building. Behind closed doors, Dahmer was living a double life. The unassuming facade he presented to the world masked a sinister reality. He was a predator, driven by compulsions he could neither understand nor control. His need for companionship, warped and twisted, manifested in a horrific desire to possess and control his victims, even in death. The duality of Jeffrey Dahmer's life, the stark contrast between his public persona and his private horrors, is a chilling reminder that evil often wears the mask of normalcy. It hides in plain sight, blending into the background, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. The monster within Dahmer lurked beneath the surface, concealed by a carefully constructed veneer of ordinariness. Dahmer's victims were predominantly young men, often gay or on the margins of society. He preyed on the vulnerable, those he perceived as outcasts, individuals he believed would be less likely to be missed. He met them at bars, at bus stops, offering them a sense of connection, a listening ear, a promise of companionship. He lured them back to his apartment with the promise of money, drugs, or simply a place to relax and have a drink. Dahmer, adept at manipulating others, used his charisma and carefully crafted charm to disarm his victims, earning their trust before revealing the true nature of his intentions. He exploited their loneliness, their desire for acceptance, their hopes for a better life, twisting their vulnerabilities against them. Once inside his apartment, the charade would end. His victims, trapped in a nightmare they never could have imagined, became pawns in Dahmer's twisted games. He photographed them, posed them, attempting to preserve his victims in a grotesque mockery of life. His desire for control extended beyond death, a chilling testament to the depths of his depravity. The victims of Jeffrey Dahmer were more than just names on a list. They were sons, brothers, friends, lovers. They were individuals with hopes, dreams, and aspirations, all brutally extinguished by a man consumed by his own darkness. Their stories, their lives cut tragically short, serve as a poignant reminder of the human cost of Dahmer's monstrous acts. Dahmer's crimes were not merely acts of violence, they were ritualistic, calculated displays of dominance and control. He drugged his victims, rendering them helpless before engaging in acts of unspeakable cruelty. He experimented on their bodies, driven by a perverse curiosity and a desire to create his own twisted versions of life. Cannibalism, a horrifying act that shocked even the most seasoned investigators, became part of his modus operandi. Dahmer admitted to consuming the flesh of some of his victims, a chilling detail that speaks to the depths of his depravity and the complete dehumanization of his victims in his mind. He kept trophies, gruesome souvenirs of his crimes, carefully preserved in his apartment. Skulls, bones, and even Polaroid pictures of his victims in various stages of dismemberment served as twisted reminders of his acts, tangible evidence of his descent into madness. Dahmer's apartment, once an unassuming dwelling in a quiet neighborhood, transformed into a macabre chamber of horrors. The stench of death clung to the air, a testament to the unspeakable acts committed within its walls. The apartment at 213 Oxford Avenue became a chilling symbol of Dahmer's reign of terror, a place where humanity was extinguished and darkness prevailed.